Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm gonna do it.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pleb is back. In today's report, we got a lot to catch up on here today, from Liberal MPs having an absolute meltdown in committee today and dropping F-bombs, to pro-Palestine protesters burning Canadian flags and screaming death to Canada, to Pierre Poilievre finally coming forward and putting his plan on how he's going to reduce immigration, to Donald Trump saying that he's going to deport all these Hamas sympathizers from the United States. Also, I have a huge update on the illegal fishing problem here in Canada. You won't want to miss tonight's story. Stick around. Before we start tonight's report, double check if you're still subscribed, and if you're not, please smash the subscribe button, because this channel makes the libs melt down the hardest. And if you like liberal tears, smash subscribe, and let's start the report. All right, I am back from hiatus, but I feel like I owe you guys an explanation for this one. About a week ago, I put a post out saying I miss the old Canada. And because there was 2 white people on this silly AI image, the left lost their bloody minds. They doxed me. They started sending me actual threats on my life. Now, I want to take a moment now to actually clarify what I meant by that tweet. What I meant was, I miss the Canada where people can afford to eat. I miss the Canada that didn't have tent cities all over the place. I miss the Canada where young Canadians could afford a new home. I miss the Canada where we weren't getting absolutely destroyed by inflation. But because there's 2 white people on this AI picture, the left just automatically assumes it's about race, because that's how their brains work. These people are absolutely stupid. So instead of staying here and dealing with the multiple threats on my life that I received and all that nonsense, I went to Mexico for 5 days. I went to go ride motorcycles through the slums of Mexico. I even went and got a haircut in the hood. $7 Canadian for a clean shave in the hood in Mexico. We're adventuring right now, but we're having a good time. And for only 100 pesos, I thought he did a pretty good job shaving my head and making me look somewhat presentable. Deep in the hood of Mexico, I just got a clean shave here. We're looking good. We're feeling amazing. Heading back home. Want to do some adventuring. Look at this. Deep in the heart of Mexico. Here's my scooter. Let's go adventure. I'll be home soon. I also happened to eat the best tacos ever of my life in the hood at a super cheap spot where the locals eat. Look at this. Oh. This was the best tacos I've ever eaten. So yes, instead of dealing with doxing, drama, threats, all of that nonsense, I just went to Mexico. And I speak no Spanish, and I did well. I was hanging out where the locals hang, where the locals eat. I even stayed where the locals live, because I wanted that authentic Mexican experience. And if you guys want to see me make travel vlogs in the future when I take time away from this channel, tell me in the comments down below. Should I start vlogging my travels? I'm really curious what you think. Anyways, enough with the Mexico crap, enough with the drama and all that. Let's get into today's news. And tonight's first story will start with the Liberals, whose MPs are appearing to be extremely unhinged recently. With the outlook of them losing their job, they're now becoming rabid and unhinged, like Nate Erskine-Smith, who lost it today in committee and then started dropping F-bombs. They are absolutely unraveling. Watch this.
Point is, I thought Mr. Erskine-Smith had more integrity than that, than to not be worried about $400
Point of order. Like, what is this
stolen
absolute
from
bullshit?
taxpayers.
This is absolute bullshit.
Whoa.
Come on.
Okay,
Come on,
all right.
Come on.
He dropped the absolute bullshit.
Whoa.
Come on.
Okay,
Come on,
all right.
Come on. My integrity?
Let's,
you can fuck
okay.
right off.
Okay, all right.
Whoa. He dropped the F-bomb. You can F right off.
Integrity?
Let's,
you can fuck
okay.
right off.
Okay, all right. All right.
Wow. Man, they do get crazy when they're about to get fired, don't they? They see the writing on the wall, and I'm just loving every moment of it. So while the Liberals are completely unhinged and erratic, well, our favorite on the channel here, Mark Garrettson, was the complete opposite yesterday at the House of Commons, where he was spotted taking a nap like he's Sleepy Joe.
Across the way, their secret agenda is to fire thousands and thousands of public servants here in this area, in this region, and across Canada.
Wow.
We
Oh, he woke up. He just woke up there.
have the future across the way.
Oh, man. The left are really either completely insane or totally low energy like Mark Garrettson right there. There is truly no in between. And I'm truly happy I got to take a couple of days off during October 7th because we knew these pro-Palestine lunatics would be out celebrating what happened last year. And oh boy, was I right, because in Vancouver now, these pro-Palestine protesters are burning our Canadian flag.
Palestinians don't only want your eyes on Rafah, eyes on Gaza.
I swear, if anyone burns a Canadian flag in front of me, I'm leaving in handcuffs, 100%. If I see this in front of me, I'm snapping. This is a line that should never be crossed.
Palestinians want your foot on Israel's neck. Israel, burn, burn. Palestinians will return.
Why are these people in our country? What value do they provide burning our flag? Not assimilating. This, I hate these people, man. I hate them.
Israel, burn, burn. Israel, burn, burn. Palestinians will return.
And now they rip the flag. Welcome to Justin Trudeau's Canada. If that was a pride flag, the left would have a meltdown. But since it's a Canadian flag, they absolutely did nothing. Obviously. So those were the scenes in Canada during October 7th. Now let's take things over to New York, where these pro-Palestine protesters were literally chasing Jews down in the streets. This footage is truly insane. Look at this.
Come on! Are you running? What's going on? Are you running? Why are you running? What's going on?
Wow, what is happening?
Yo, baby. Yo, calm down. Come on, let's go. Baby, come on. Let's go. I want to. Let's go.
Our world is falling apart. So that was on October 7th. Let's move it over to today, where the pro-Palestine protesters in Ottawa are blocking people from getting into the University of Ottawa. Look at this. So this garbage driver can't do his job. People can't go to school. For these lunatics.
Save you, Ottawa! Save you, Ottawa!
I'm fed up of this. Beyond fed up. We honestly have weak, pathetic leadership in the West. From Joe Biden to Justin Trudeau, they are spineless cowards who will not get rid of this problem. It's honestly infuriating. But thankfully, some conservatives here in Canada have taken notice to this. But it's not all weak and spineless men, because Conservative MP Arpan Khanna came out and released this video saying, if you're going to burn our flags, we're coming after you. Watch.
This is our flag. It represents our values, our identity, and our history. It has deep meaning. It's what represents our great country. This flag did not come easy. The values did not come easy. Many have lost their lives fighting for our country and for this very flag. But yesterday, we saw some crazy stuff on our streets. They're burning our Canadian flag. For a decade, we have seen these woke radical mobs attacking our country's history, they're tearing down our statues, they're tearing down our identity, our culture, and our country. And I'm sick of this. And I agree with our leader, Pierre Poilievre, that this is not ground up, but it's top down. This comes from the government who has allowed these crazies to cause chaos in our streets and rip down our history. Whether you are a newcomer in this country or have been here for generations, our flag means something. Ironically, it's the freedoms that this flag stands for that lets these cowards sleep at nights. We may not have a perfect history, but we are a great nation. And to those cowards that stand in the streets and chant death to Canada, I will stand against you.
Finally, some actual moral clarity from our leaders here regarding these protests. The Freedom Convoy lasted 3 weeks. This protest, or these Palestine protests, have been going on for over a year. It's an issue that doesn't even involve Canada. At least the Freedom Convoy was about issues here at home. Now our streets are getting flooded every weekend over this. I'm beyond fed up. And thankfully, the Conservatives are listening to us. They see how pissed off we're getting over this. And at today's press conference, Pierre Poilievre was finally asked about immigration, what he's going to do to fix this mess here in Canada. And here was his answer. Watch.
Given the immigration minister's shocking comments about the lack of security vetting for migrants, should Canada suspend bringing any more refugees from Gaza?
Finally, good question here by Rebel News. No wonder the Liberals ban them from every press conference or debates, because they get actual real questions. Well done, Menzies.
We can't let anyone in unless they have been thoroughly vetted. All of their background, all of their affiliations need to be clearly vetted. Because you're quite right in saying that this government of Justin Trudeau has let in criminals and terrorists. In the case of, think of this case of this apparent ISIS fighter who appears to have been in a video cutting up a human body on a crucifix in the Middle East. He did this, according to this video, before he was granted admission to Canada and then given citizenship in this country. And then finally, we had to arrest him because the French reached out and said they had intelligence that he was about to carry out a massive terrorist attack here in the greater Toronto area. And then there was a second terrorist who got into this country and then ultimately was preparing an attack on Jews from Canada to go to New York, where he was going to kill the Jewish population there. Justin Trudeau has lost control of our borders. His radical ideology, his total incompetence, and his appalling border policies are dangerous to the country. When I am Prime Minister, yes, we will welcome immigrants, but we will do so by vetting security and their lawfulness, ensuring that the people who come here are safe and our citizens are likewise safe.
Our border is a joke. It has never been this weak in Canada's entire existence, and it's thanks to Justin Trudeau. And now terrorists are using special woke loopholes to get into Canada. Like this terrorist, Muhammad Khan, who came in through Canada on our LGBTQ asylum program here because Trudeau wants to give asylum to refugees from all across the world who are being persecuted for being gay. And now terrorists are using that loophole, coming in at our border and saying, I'm gay, let me in. And Trudeau's like, yes. My common sense solution would be, well, prove that you're gay. We're going to put on some gay porn on a screen. We're going to make you possibly even blow a dude. Prove to us that you're gay and we'll give you your asylum. No problem. But you got to be willing to prove it. Now let's move things over to Trump here, because his solution to these Hamas protesters and pro-Palestine people is even better. Because look at this. Trump is saying now that he's going to deport all Jew haters from American soil. Yes, all these Hamas people are getting deported. Look.
We will remove the jihadist sympathizers and Jew haters. We're going to remove the Jew haters who do nothing to help our country. They only want to destroy our country. And we will never let the horrors of October 7th be repeated here on American soil. We will not let that happen, and we will solve the problem that we have.
Trump has it figured out. Deport, deport, deport. And hopefully Pierre Poilievre starts saying the same things, because these people are burning our flags, who are harassing Jews in our country, screaming death to Jews, all this crazy stuff. Well, these people have to go because they truly provide zero value to our country. And I will stand by that word. And in our last clip of the night here, on the topic of pro-Palestine, Israel, Hamas, all of that stuff, Pierre Poilievre is once again going mega viral all over the internet as he came out and basically said that Israel blowing up Iran's nukes would be a gift to humanity. Okay, let's watch the clip.
Yesterday you said that you endorse Israel proactively defending itself by hitting Iran's nuclear sites, which is something that President Joe Biden does not endorse. Do you not feel like this could lead to a likelihood of an all-out conventional war between Iran and Israel? And do you not agree with Joe Biden and his assessment?
I think the idea of allowing a genocidal, theocratic, unstable dictatorship that is desperate to avoid being overthrown by its own people to develop nuclear weapons is about the most dangerous and irresponsible thing that the world could ever allow. And if Israel were to stop that genocidal, theocratic, unstable government from acquiring nuclear weapons, it would be a gift by the Jewish state to humanity.
Wow. Powerful. Finally, some actual moral clarity in the leadership here in Canada. Whether you agree with Pierre or you don't, some do, some don't, at least he actually tells you what he thinks. He's not trying to do the Trudeau thing where he's trying to play both sides. Pierre Poilievre's putting his foot down, letting you know his position, and I respect the hell out of him for it. In our next story of the night, on my way back from Mexico, I watched what was probably the best Trump interview I have ever seen in my life. Trump went on to Andrew Schulz's podcast and absolutely crushed. I highly recommend you guys go watch the whole interview, but I'll show you guys a clip that just really shows Trump's funny side from that interview that I think you guys are going to enjoy.
Over the last week, I have, when we talk about funny or sad, I think it's more sad than funny.
Yeah.
He has one ability I don't have.
Yeah.
He sleeps. He can sleep. This guy goes on a beach and he lays down on one of those, 6 ounce, they weigh 6 ounces and you can't lift it.
Yeah.
They're meant for children.
Yeah.
Young people and old people to lift.
Yeah.
They're aluminum, hollowed aluminum.
Yeah.
They weigh very little and he can't lift. And somebody convinced him he looks good in a bathing suit. And when you're 82, typically bathing suits aren't going to make you look great. You're not going to be enhanced. All right. It's just one of those things. I can't be sure about that, but typically you don't.
Depends what he's packing. He could.
I don't know what the hell he's packing, but I don't want to, and I don't want to know either. I don't know. But he has an ability to fall asleep while on camera. He can lie down on one of those things, and in minutes, he's stone cold out.
How does he do it?
And he's got cameras because he's the president, so they have cameras on him.
Yeah.
And then they show him sleeping on the beach.
Yeah.
You'll never see me sleeping in front of camera.
How do we?
Amazing. He's so funny. There was so many hilarious moments in that podcast. Guys, honestly, go watch that interview. It's 10 on 10 and the best interview I've ever seen Trump give. And as we are heading close to the election year, both candidates are doing the podcast circuit and Trump is killing Kamala on The Views. Kamala went and did the Call Her Daddy podcast and got 484,000 views here in 2 days. Whereas Trump went on to Flagrant and got more views than her in only 7 hours. And it got 3 times the likes. And as I like to say, the numbers never lie. Just look at the metrics with those YouTube videos, but you could also look at the betting markets where Trump now has the largest lead he's had this entire campaign. He has now almost a 55% chance to win. It's absolutely crumbling for Kamala Harris, and you just love to see it. In our next story of the night, we're going to talk about the illegal fishing situation here in Canada that we've been covering on this channel. And apparently it keeps on happening. And now it's in Mississauga.
You know, it's embarrassing that you're their mother probably and you're letting this type of behavior happen. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you conduct yourself this way. There's salmon run happening. You're not supposed to be fishing. There's signs everywhere. There are signs everywhere. There are signs everywhere saying no fishing. You go home. Look at all you ignorant fucks. All of you ignorant pieces of shit. Every single one of you.
Wow. Wow. And we'll fast forward this video here because look at this. The family leaves. You won't believe this. Look at this. They get into a BMW. So they both, this is a family that has 2 BMWs that is illegally fishing in Canada. That is crazy. 2 Mercedes. Why am I saying BMW? 2 Mercedes here. And they're illegally poaching. And they're not ugly. This Mercedes looks pretty new. Amazing. It's like you would hear the stories about the beggars on downtown who would drive off in fancy cars after a day of begging. This is exactly the same thing. Wow. Unbelievable. And in a crazy turn of events, especially after we saw the video last time of the newcomers switching the stickers on the apples, teaching people how to steal from grocery stores, now we have TikTok accounts teaching newcomers how to poach salmon from Canadian rivers. I may have to mute the audio here, guys, because it's copyright music. Indian music in the background. All the people just sitting there, licking their lips, ready for a free meal. Wow. User 264 numbers. Don't put your real name. And that TikTok account was dumb enough to brag about how many fish they caught. Look at this catch of fish here. This is crazy. There's probably like 15 to 20 salmon here on the side of the bank, all illegally poached. Truly, absolutely sickening. So yes, apparently this problem is spreading all over the GTA. We've seen it on this channel now multiple times already. And it's happening again now in Mississauga. But thankfully, there are citizens who are heroes like this man who is monitoring the area, trying to stop this illegal poaching of salmon who are trying to reproduce.
Hey, folks. So I'm in Bowmanville right now, just down by the creek, and a very beautiful spot, by the way. A lot of families come here, a lot of people fishing. They want to see the salmon run. They come in the spring with the trout. Anyways, I'm amazed at how many people are illegally fishing this year. Whether it's snagging, whether they got the nets or they're fishing too close to the fish ladder. I was just talking to a conservation officer. They're down here, but listen, they're swamped. They're doing all they can, and it's the worst that they've ever seen it as well. Especially at night.
The worst they've ever seen it. I wonder if this has to do with everyone being poor in this country, not able to afford groceries. Is that part of it? Is it a cultural thing where we're bringing people from other cultures where their countries don't have laws against poaching animals or poaching fish? I mean, what is it, chat? Tell me.
Nighttime, they don't even bring a fishing rod. They just bring the nets and whatever they can do to scoop up the fish. It's just absolutely incredible.
And not even just the nets, they're also bringing bed sheets.
One thing I noticed is there's a lot of folks who live here who are pushing back, and they're kind of getting into the faces of some of the people that are doing this, and they're reporting them directly to the conservation officers when they're there. They're not afraid to let themselves be known. And listen, if it's done safely, I'm all for it. People are pushing back. Anyways, be safe out there, and if you're fishing, good luck.
Good guy. And I do have some good news for you guys here, because conservation officers in Ontario are actually busting these salmon poachers. Yes, some of them are actually getting caught. Thank God. Look. Wow. Did they use fishing rods? The people that got busted here were using fishing rods. So I guess, well, the people who had nets had fishing rods too. But look, they got their fishing rods seized. Wow. Look at these big, big fish. Beautiful fish. Crazy stuff, man. And in our last story of the night, it's not just salmon poaching that we have a problem with at our rivers, as Canadian citizens are now catching people in Brampton littering our rivers and throwing garbage in the rivers the way they do in India. And I would like to say allegedly throwing garbage in the river because we don't have footage of it, but we do have footage of this confrontation.
People throwing their garbage out in the river. Why are you throwing garbage out in the river?
No, garbage.
No, I just saw you. I just saw you. Your plastic bag. Plastic bag is garbage in the Credit River.
Only food.
Only food. Oh, so you shot yourself and then threw your fucking shit in the fucking river? Oh my God. What is wrong with you guys?
Even if it has food in the plastic bag, it's still a plastic bag. You don't throw plastic bags in the river. It's only food. It's only food. Okay, that's no excuse.
You guys, so you're going on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere.
Wow. Lovely country we have here. Thank you, Justin Trudeau. You leave a country to go to another country because your country's shitty. And now you're bringing the shitty parts of your country over here so that you could turn this better country that you fled to into the shitty country you left? It doesn't make any sense. And for those of you who are curious, this is what the rivers look like in India.
Center in Andhra Pradesh. And you can see this is the Godavari river flowing. And there are a lot of greenery, but in spite of this, we are polluting this river, okay, by... This is Jagganpata Center.
It's honestly completely infuriating. We need to possibly educate the people who are coming to this country that we don't throw garbage into the river. We don't poop on the beach. We don't flood the streets chanting for jihad. This is not Canadian. And this entire mess is completely on Justin Trudeau and the Liberals. Anyways, that's it for today. But let me ask you this question here. Regarding the illegal fishing, do you guys think people are doing this out of greed? Are they doing this out of hunger and necessity? Why do you guys think they are illegally poaching in our rivers? I really want to know in the comments down below. Also, guys, when I go out and I travel, do you guys want to see me start doing travel vlogs and covering some of my travels? Tell me in the comments down below. All right, guys, if you want to support me, you already know how to do it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, buy a membership. My name is the Pleb, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.